Breaking news involving Sean Diddy Combs.
The music mogul is facing 5 new civil lawsuits, including one from a woman who alleges she was raped by Combs when she was 19 years old.
U.S. judge has ruled that the rapper and producer Sean Diddy Combs will stand trial on federal sex trafficking and racketeering charges in May. He'll be held in prison until then.
There was a lot of partying going on. Album release parties, after parties, club parties, parties after club.
The world turned upside down for Diddy when he was arrested in New York City. It was not the usual celebrity scandal. The allegations were some of the worst any celebrity could face, and even the most diehard of his fans found them too unbelievable to handle. From running a secret trafficking network to setting up sleazy deals, this was not some celebrity's case in which he got caught for something minor. These were serious charges that put him under scrutiny, probably of a different magnitude than he had ever imagined. Among all this mayhem, one would think his family would have his back. Well, that's where things take an interesting turn. His sister, Keisha Combs, has been silent all along through all these times, while his mother, Janice Combs, came out with guns full of ammunition, calling the allegations against her son nothing short of a public lynching. Keisha has remained completely silent in public, leading many to wonder if she's keeping quiet because she knows something the rest of us don't, or if she's simply trying to protect herself from any potential fallout. Just how bad are things for her brother now? Poof! The charges against Sean Combs. Hip-hop mogul Sean Diddy Combs is currently in federal custody, awaiting trial on charges of racketeering and trafficking. His arrest in New York came amid a series of civil suits alleging assault and physical violence, some going back to the 1990s. More than a dozen people have filed lawsuits against the rapper, accusing him of using his influence in the entertainment industry to do everything from drugging to assaulting and raping people.
There were people that were there that were allegedly drugged and then allegedly raped, passed around, woke up the next morning with just completely clueless about what had happened to them and just in utter shock and injured even.
The latest batch of lawsuits includes one from a man who was 16 years old at the time and said the rapper told him to unclothe at a party in New York in 1998, and another from a woman who claims Mr. Combs assaulted her as payback for a comment she made suggesting that he was responsible for the death of rapper Tupac Shakur. Combs was arrested on Monday, September 16th, in a New York hotel on charges of racketeering conspiracy, modern slavery by force, and transportation for purposes of prostitution. Federal prosecutors have accused him of creating a criminal enterprise in which he abused, threatened, and coerced women and others around him to fulfill his lust, protect his reputation, and conceal his conduct. They said Combs had used drugs, violence, and the power of his status to lure female victims into extended intercause acts called freak-offs. They also revealed they had uncovered firearms, ammunition, and more than 1,000 bottles of lubricant during raids on Combs' homes in Miami and Los Angeles in March. Their prosecutors have reportedly been in touch with several witnesses who worked under Combs and some of the accusers currently suing him, and have left open the possibility of more charges. The singer-producer has pleaded not guilty to the 3 felony counts against him, and his attorney told reporters he was a fighter who was not afraid of the charges. Combs is currently being held at the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn, a federal jail notorious for its violence and poor inmate care. MDC includes an extra security section with barrack-style housing reserved for special detainees, and U.S. media report that Combs is sharing the space with convicted cryptocurrency fraudster Sam Bankman-Fried. His legal team sought his release pending trial because of the jail's horrific conditions, but prosecutors argue he posed a serious flight risk, and Combs has twice been denied bail. If convicted, he faces a sentence of anywhere from 15 years to life in prison. Apparently, Diddy has a prolonged history of alleged violence dating back to the 90s. Here is a timeline of all his controversies, past and present controversies. After facing multiple lawsuits in recent months alleging molestation and other crimes, Sean Combs was indicted on September 17th on charges of modern slavery by force, racketeering, conspiracy, fraud or coercion, and transporting for prostitution. Combs's attorney, Mark Agnifilo, called it an unjust prosecution and said his client is an innocent man with nothing to hide. 5 days after Combs and Cassie reached a settlement, a former Syracuse University college student sued Combs for allegedly drugging, raping, and recording her, afterwards allegedly showing others the assault he filmed. She claims that after taking the woman to dinner in Harlem in 1991, he drove her to a recording studio where he assaulted her while, she alleged, dampened his desire, ripped from himself because he was drinking too much wine, which unnerved her. She was in a physical state where she could not independently stand or walk. Days later, the suit reads, a male friend revealed to her that he had viewed the adult film along with other men. A representative for Combs denied the allegations, calling them a money grab in a statement to TMZ. The recent charges are not the first controversies that the music mogul and entrepreneur has faced over the years. Combs has attempted to rebrand himself as Brother Love, but he has a prolonged history of allegations of violence, dating back to the 90s. He's never been convicted of a serious crime, but has repeatedly been accused of having violent encounters with everyone, from his exes Ventura and Gina Huynh to executive Steve Stout and rappers like J. Cole and Drake. In 1998, Combs and 2 other men attacked Steve Stout after the music executive, then Nas's manager, erroneously sent MTV a version of Combs and Nas's Hate Me Now music video, which contained scenes depicting Combs as Jesus Christ being crucified. Combs wanted the crucifixion scene deleted from the video and was enraged that it played on air. Stout says that Combs and 2 men barged into his New York City office and attacked him with a champagne bottle. He was charged with second-degree assault and criminal mischief. Stout claims that his arm and jaw were broken in the attack, but Combs denied any bones were broken to MTV. In 2019, Combs' ex Gina Huynh told blogger Tasha K that Combs physically abused her throughout their 5-year relationship. She claimed he once stomped her on the stomach, causing her to lose her breath, and also punched her in the back of the head. There have been so many victims complaining about his actions. Let's take a look at some of them. .com's Fisher Worldwide jet suit had forced her to wear when purchasing it by stifling motion. Combs' former on and off girlfriend, Cassandra Cassie Ventura, was first to blow the whistle on the self-proclaimed bad boy for life. In a lawsuit filed last November, the model and musician alleged he had trapped her for over a decade in a cycle of abuse, violence, and modern slavery. Combs vehemently denied the claims. A day after the suit landed in court, both parties said they had amicably settled the case, though Combs' attorney said the settlement was in no way an admission of wrongdoing. But in May, CNN obtained surveillance footage that showed the entertainer-turned-entrepreneur assaulting Ms. Ventura in a 2016 altercation that is detailed in her suit. Combs finally acknowledged the incident in an Instagram video 2 days later, saying he was disgusted by what he had done. At least 10 others, including 1 man, have since come forward with their own claims. Joy Dickerson-Neal, who said Ms. Ventura had inspired her to speak out, alleged Combs had intentionally drugged and assaulted her when she was a Syracuse University student in 1991 and had made her a victim of revenge adult content by filming the assault and showing it to others. Representatives for Combs blasted the lawsuit as purely a money grab and have asked for it to be dismissed. Liza Gardner accused Combs and R&B crooner Aaron Hall of plying her with drinks and then forcing her to have sleep with them against her will when she was 16 years old. She also claimed that Combs had visited her home the next day and choked her until she passed out. Combs' attorney slammed the claims as bogus. The 3 initial lawsuits were brought under New York State's Adult Survivors Act, which granted adult victims a 1-year window to bring claims against their abusers, regardless of statutes of limitation. A woman so far identified only as Jane Doe claimed that Combs, former Bad Boy Records president Harve Pierre, and a third person had violently gang-assaulted her in a New York studio when she was a 17-year-old high school student. A few days later, Combs broke his silence on social media against sickening allegations by individuals looking for a quick payday. His attorneys are seeking to dismiss the baseless and time-barred case. Mr. Pierre has meanwhile called the suit a tale of fiction. Rodney Lil Rod Jones, a producer and videographer who worked on Combs' most recent album, accused the mogul of running an illegal racketeering enterprise in which he was forced to procure drugs, solicit prostitutes, and tape intercourse. He also claimed Combs and actor Cuba Gooding Jr. had groped him without consent. Grace O'Marca, who worked on a yacht leased by the Combs family in 2022, accused the rapper and his son, Christian King Combs, of assault. She blamed them for creating an environment of debauchery with suspected prostitutes and top celebrities aboard. Crystal McKinney claimed she had been drugged and assaulted by Combs following a Men's Fashion Week event in 2003 when she was 22 years old. She also said he had subsequently blackballed her in the modeling world. April Lampris, who says she met Combs as a student at New York's Fashion Institute of Technology in 1994, detailed 4 terrifying encounters through the early 2000s. Adria English, a former adult film actress who worked with Combs in the 2000s, said he had used her as a pawn for the pleasure and financial benefit of others during the white parties he hosted at his homes in New York and Miami. Dawn Richards, who once sang in 2 Combs-assembled groups, including Danity Kane, said she had personally witnessed his violence against Ms. Ventura and that he had threatened her life when she tried to intervene. Thalia Graves, who is backed by celebrity lawyer Gloria Allred, claimed Combs and his bodyguard Joseph Sherman had sedated, overpowered, and tied her up before recording themselves raping her and later distributing the adult film. 6 anonymous accusers, 6 lawsuits were filed on the 14th of October by 4 men and 2 women. One of the women accused Mr. Combs of raping her at a hotel, and another suit accused the rapper of ordering a 16-year-old boy to undress when the teen was talking to him about breaking into the music industry. Ashley Parham filed a lawsuit on the 15th of October, claiming that Mr. Combs had assaulted her as payback for a comment she made suggesting that he was responsible for the execution of rapper Tupac Shakur. Shakur's passing has never been solved, but a man currently on trial for his demise has previously claimed that Mr. Combs paid for him to be executed. Mr. Combs' legal team has dismissed the flurry of lawsuits as clear attempts to garner publicity. Mr. Combs and his legal team have full confidence in the facts, their legal dispenses, and the integrity of the judicial process, his attorney said in a statement, adding that Mr. Combs has never assaulted anyone, adult or minor, man or woman. As of now, P. Diddy has not been found guilty of any charges, and no celebrities have been officially implicated in the case. While the investigation continues, the public remains highly interested in any developments, especially with the involvement of such high-profile individuals. Additionally, questions have been raised about whether the entertainment industry will take further steps to distance itself from individuals involved in such controversies, potentially leading to shifts in professional collaborations and endorsements. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, and stay informed. Stay tuned for more updates, and let's keep our news accurate.